everybody. Thank you again for joining me on another ingredient throwdown. And this will actually be the second one we're gonna do where we're not even talking about ingredients. So today we are gonna talk about what detox is, why you may or may not experience that, and what you can expect when you start on your gut health products. And why do we start on gut health products? Tell me why. Because gut health is a big deal, and detox is going to be part of that. So let's start with this. What is detox? What is she talking about? Well, detox and die-off, you've probably heard both of these terms used before. Now there is a difference. So detox is actually what is happening in your body when toxins are starting to excrete, but those toxins home has been stores in your body. So like fat cells, where these toxins have been living over time. Now die-off has to do with candida yeast, and when we talk about the PROBIO 5 going in there and getting the kung fu grip on that candida shell and starting to deteriorate and break down that shell, then those toxins or metabolic byproducts start to seep out, and they do not go out without a fight, okay? So this yeast holds on and it fights and it starts to release these toxins or these metabolic byproducts. And again, they need to start excreting your body. So that is more of the difference between the two, but for all practical purposes, I'm calling it all detox. Okay, so next, let's get into an analogy that hopefully you will be able to really relate to what I'm talking about. So it's time to spring clean. It's time to clean out a drawer in your home, right? Let's call it your junk drawer. We all have one, or two, or three. Okay, so we go in that drawer and start to clean, right? But things are gonna get a lot messier before they ever get better. You're gonna have that stuff spread out all over. You're gonna try to decide what you need to keep, whether it really needs to go there, all the things, right? Now you're gonna be walking down memory lane, maybe even, as you pull stuff out that's in this junk drawer. So if you think about that, and in its relationship to getting your body microbiome rebalanced or balanced in the first place, right? You may have a really crazy messy junk drawer, or it may be pretty well organized and it's gonna just require a light cleaning. Now, depending on what your junk drawer looks like is gonna be kind of the same thing transferred into what your detox may or may not look like. Now, when I talk about it getting worse before it could get better, sometimes the symptoms that you have actually been wanting to fix are gonna get worse. When you say, I struggle with tiredness, I told her that I'm tired all the time, and now she puts me on this and I feel like I've been hit by a bus. Yep, that's probably true. Okay, I'm trying to get rid of headaches. She told me they're gonna get better. They're getting worse. Yep, that might be true. I went on these products to lose weight and now I'm putting on pounds. I'm getting on the scale, even though she told me not to. And I'm putting on weight. What in the world is going on here? That's detox. And in a more scientific word or term, it's called a Herxheimer reaction. And this Herxheimer reaction can present itself with all these symptoms. So fatigue, headache, digestive issues, weight gain, flu-like symptoms, liver pain to where it's actually painful. But I am happy to tell you there are ways to manage this. It is not something that has to be like debilitating to you. We can manage these, but again, you have to be communicating with your sponsor. Now, why is this happening to me? Why am I having this so-called Herxheimer reaction? Well, think about this. Your body has so many avenues in which it excretes, right? In which things are filtered through, your liver being the primary organ where this is taking place. Now, when these toxins start to get released, your liver gets overwhelmed, and in order for it to filter this stuff out and then get it excreted through the avenues that your body excretes, so urination, elimination, through your skin, through your sweat, through your lymph nodes, this is how these toxins are being excreted. And of course, when we put these toxins out into our bloodstream, our body goes on alert, right? Our body starts throwing up these red flags, and inflammation is the natural response and how our body does that. So we become inflamed. Our body starts to hold on to water, right? Because it wants to be flushing this yuck out. And of course, our organs start to get overloaded. So our liver, our kidneys, they cannot excrete these toxins fast enough, and that is what is happening. Now, let's get into how we manage this, because it is totally manageable, you guys. This does not have to be debilitating. It may be uncomfortable, but count it as joy. Even if you don't experience severe detox, count it as joy. Your junk drawer just wasn't that full. So let's educate you on this. First thing, slow down your products. Slow down your products. So if that means that you've been taking a whole packet of Slim and you're starting to struggle with detox before you've added anything else, let's cut that Slim back, and then we are just gonna stay the course until those symptoms start to get controlled, and then we will continue to work our way and get those products in our body. We may need to flip the order of the products that you're using. We may need to add Ease, which is gonna target that inflammation, and that's what's causing some of these problems. Next thing, you're gonna love this, increase your water intake. Seriously, I'm already feeling like I'm floating. Okay, I know that in the beginning it may be difficult for you to get all your water in, but if you are going through detox, what's recommended is 2 to 3 liters a day, because these toxins use water as the avenue to escape, and we certainly want them escaping. Third thing, stop eating processed foods and sugars, like for real. Now think about this. If we are breaking up that yeast, you may start to crave sugar again, and we've told you you're gonna stop craving it, right? And yes, you will. But when you're going through detox, that candida, like I said, is not going down without a fight. And it is gonna start signaling your brain that you need sugar, because that's how it stays alive. But you need to steer clear. So cut back on those refined carbs and sugars and that processed food, because you are just putting fuel on a fire. And instead, we want to introduce foods that are going to help with this. So antioxidants in particular, and foods that have got that lower glycemic index. So think of green tea, think of green leafy vegetables, seeds and nuts, and even turmeric is going to help with that process. Next thing, skin brushing. And I know you're like, what? Because that's what I did. This is a thing. Now think about it again. Your lymphatic system. If you do a gentle skin brushing, that is going to help with that. And why not try? It's going to boost your circulation and help things move on out. Next thing, sweat it out. If you've got access to a sauna, give it a try. Again, your skin is our largest organ, and that is an avenue in which toxins are going to escape. And rest. And I know you're laughing too, because you're like, I feel like I've been run over by a bus and she's telling me to rest. This is what I mean by that. So part of this whole thing that's going on, we have what is called an HPA axis. So it's our hypothalamus, it's our pituitary, and it's our adrenal glands. They are stressed. They are pumping out these hormones. They are pumping out. And eventually they become dysfunctional because of this high rate of productivity. Now what we need to do is change from that fight or flight to rest and digest. So that may mean doing some yoga. That may mean taking a walk, a nice relaxing walk. That may mean reading a book. Do something that is restful for you. Another thing, add some liver support. Our liver is the major organ that is trying to keep up with processing these toxins. Milk thistle, another supplement you can pick up. It's going to increase the efficiency of your liver and help it to transport those things out by opening up the pore size in the organ itself, and it's going to help those toxins escape at a better and quicker rate. And it does this by increasing our glutathione. And of course, glutathione is an antioxidant and just gives that liver a greater capacity to flush out that stuff. And wouldn't you know, I even have a fun fact. So there is a compound within milk thistle called silibin, and this silibin has antifungal properties. And isn't that clever, since that is exactly what we're trying to do by moving out that yeast? And one more thing, remember how I talked about our immune system being on high alert? Vitamin C high dosing. Again, because of the antioxidant properties. And when our immune system is on high alert, we are flooding our system with inflammation. Vitamin C is going to help our adrenals, and it's going to help with our immune system. And lastly, Epsom salt baths. Say that quick a few times. Now, you probably know that they are supposed to be relaxing and regenerating, but they are medicinal in nature. This magnesium sulfate pulls toxins from our body. So if you can soak in that Epsom salt bath, even 15 minutes, that is going to make a difference. So does it make sense when I talk about cleaning out your junk drawer? Now here's another part of this. You may have time go by and your body decides to clean out another drawer, or your body decides to clean out the whole upstairs, and you go through this again. And that may happen. And again, count it as joy. Really, count it as joy. Of course, you might count it as more joy if you don't have this type of thing to deal with, but you may. And we want you to be able to manage it well. So if you feel rotten, I'm sorry you feel rotten. I know you feel rotten, but the thing of it is, when you get your whole house cleaned and back in order, you're on the other side. Things are gonna look great, and you are gonna feel so much better. And why are we gonna feel so much better? Because gut health is such a big, big deal and is just related to everything when we talk about our health picture as a whole. I hope this has been helpful, you guys. If you have got any further questions, please reach out to your sponsor. Please reach out to your team. And if you are new to the Plexus train and have no idea what I'm talking about and might be a little frightened by what I'm talking about, check out the website that I've listed in the description box. You can nose around at that website. We can get you connected with people that are going to help you in this journey. So thanks again for joining me on a no ingredient throwdown. And cheers to your health and happiness.